Breaking news. Take
Aventi
one.
Uncut.
What is this?
Aventi Uncut.
What is that?
Mate, yeah, saw that bad boy today.
All right, let's have a read.
back
Everyone.
as well.
Hey, listen, we announced it first. We beat them to the punch by a day or two, right? This is a sapphire skull. So, well, technically we're the first, you know, we announced it. But there are some details on this sapphire skull. Shall we get into it? So Bell and Ross, so just in case you can't understand, Only Watch. Let's talk about Only Watch. What is Only Watch? Ryan, you don't know what that is, so I'm gonna explain.
I didn't know
because you
what
didn't
Only
know.
Watch was until today. I pride myself on knowing a lot about the watch industry in general and what's going on, but I did not know Only Watch until today. Tell me, explain.
Only Watch. Only Watch is. I'm not gonna pretend I know a lot about Only Watch. All right, I don't know. I'm gonna
You're
look.
like,
I'll be
what am I
first.
living under a rock?
I'll
You
be
told
better
me,
at
am I living under a
explaining.
rock
I'll be
today?
better at explaining it. I think my mic levels are through the roof. This is not good.
jeez.
we are the biggest noobs at filming. We are just not made for this stuff. So if maybe we don't even
my
post
cup
this.
of
I don't
tea
even know.
tonight.
All right, coming back onto the discussion at hand. Only Watch is, from what I understand, anyone correct me, please. It is a charity auction event where brands, independents all around the world, they work on the creation specifically for Only Watch. That they will generally only watch. Generally it's one of one, and it's auctioned off, and the proceeds go into charity.
It's unique.
Piece unique. So here we have a piece unique, one of one. Now let's be clear. Is this orange sapphire? It's certainly claimed to be orange sapphire. I mean, certainly looks like it, but not claimed to be. Sorry. Let me just read through, all right?
Don't ask the guy
skull
that's
dial
colourblind, all right?
was metal. Yeah. So yeah, actually you're colorblind, so it's not going to relate. So the skull dial. So what you're seeing here is, first of all, Vincent, who's on the team, says it looks like a pirate skull. And let's talk about the design for a second. Design
Looks like a pirate.
Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan. No, I mentioned this on the live the other day. There's difficulty in making a skull, yes, but the difficulty lies in the design of the skull in one piece. This is 6 pieces. 6 pieces. Let's be clear. This is a 6-piece skull. Says it's sapphire, but his forehead. What's that? In India, you you have the bindi, on the floor. I'm half Indian, so my mom has a bindi. It's for women, married women, indicated married bindi. All right, don't touch, off the market, right? Here, what's he got? What is this? What's going on? Anyway, so the design, personally. Because we are completely open and honest. We are biased, of course, but I'm gonna raise some points here. This is logic. 6 parts, so the skull is separate to the main part. Don't know what they were thinking there. His eye, he doesn't have an eye, mate. That eye's gone. Nothing there. I think we're gonna edit. Should we edit this? No, we gotta get it out. We got some other important news to cover, actually. That's where you take over, because I've got no idea what's going on there. 6 blocks, skull dial from 6 blocks. Okay, now this is where it gets interesting. I don't know. Bell and Ross, tell me what's going on. The skull dial was metallized in orange on the back, not orange sapphire. Sorry guys, we've got a yellow sapphire here. We have a ruby.
Yeah, nice.
We got
Nice. Got the
blue
blue one
sapphire.
here.
Oh, you got the blue sapphire there. So listen, we got clear.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Who wants to see
so
it?
the reason why we're doing this conversation now, while we're talking about it now, is because we have, for anyone who's watching us for the first time ever, we have created, was the world's first sapphire skull inside a watch. Now I don't know. I'm gonna have to change my wording in the
But
marketing
theirs is
campaign that I've
different,
been
no?
working on.
It's got some plating, no?
All right.
It is
Let's
different,
just
though.
jump.
It's got
Let's
some
just
plating.
jump into it. We're gonna jump back and forth. I don't want to talk for an hour, today. Let's get it over and done with, right? What we have is incredibly difficult to make. Like yesterday, I went into. Was it yesterday? whenever I did the live, I went into crazy detail explaining how it was made. I'm gonna do it again in a short version. This thing is hard. The difference between this and that's 6 pieces. Ours is 1 piece, right? 1 block of sapphire made. It's incredibly difficult because when you put this sapphire, okay, I'm gonna elaborate for people who may have heard me talk about it before, and I'm gonna talk in a bit more detail. 2 mil thick, right? 2 mil thick. What that means is that the room for error on any facet is 0.005 mm. Is even more than that off. Less than that off. It's I can't even speak. It's so small. My brain can't even understand how tiny it is, right? I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean, because without seeing it, you won't really understand. So have a look at this. This, with all these facets, all these edges, I talked about it the other day. I'm gonna put it up to the camera, both cameras. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, nice.
This is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I was talking about I need to memorize. Oh, Monica's watching. Monica, how many facets and edges? Can you just please tell me? She's watching the live, so I can get some real information here. I should have memorized it, but anyway, it's got a lot of facets and edges, right? And each time there are over 40 different positions where it has to be reset in the machine. So the CNC machine that processes it has to be reset 40 times. Each time you reset the machine, it's about 4 hours of setup to get it perfect, right? So what we've got is we've got a single block of sapphire which has extremely small tolerance of allowed to produce this. Now, if you look at Bell & Ross, they don't have anywhere near as many facets and edges as we do. Nowhere near, right? Nowhere near. Okay, absolutely nowhere near. There's this sapphire. There's not even orange sapphire. This is metallized at the back, whatever that means.
And that's in a sapphire case, yeah? Clear sapphire case?
Yeah, don't get into those details, mate. Calm down.
Well, what's the price on that bad boy?
No. Let me finish. No. I've got to talk about the whole story. The whole story, man. Otherwise, the people who are watching on YouTube will go, "Oh yeah, okay, that's fantastic, cool." The reason why it's so hard, we took it to gem makers. The concept of the skull that we wanted, we had a specific idea, a direction, a design in mind that we had to take. We took it to gem cutters. The gem cutters refused to do it because it's too difficult. You can see on the Bell & Ross one that it's great. I'm not denying it. It's cool. Like, well done. But you know, when you compare it to something like this, the design is complete. We designed our whole watch around this. Our movement is an in-house Swiss-made, basically our first caliber, our first real, our in-house movement that was made with a partner watchmaker. Now, this partner watchmaker, I'm gonna tell you a story. He worked with AP Concept on the first Richard Mille ever made, the Tourbillon 001. He was on the team. He helped us problem solve what we wanted to do. We wanted to bring a robust tourbillon movement that is more or less achievable in a sense, done differently. We do everything different. Like, we don't go and, hey, let's hire a PR company and let's burn all this cash and try to build a brand, and we need showrooms, we need retailers, distributors. We went to them with an idea and we said, hey, we need another way to do this, let's work. So we took the concepts of an approach to create a robust and reliable approach to manufacturing. The reason why tourbillons are so complicated because they do it the same way, right? And they overcomplicate the design of it, they overcomplicate the assembly. We worked backwards and said, okay, how do we make it so it's quick to assemble, it's easier to assemble, it's more reliable, it's stronger, right? Our tourbillon is, I'm gonna remember the stats, 5,000 G shock resistant, right? From all axes. Second, our movement is 2,000 Gauss, G-A-U-S-S, however you say it, magnetic field resistant. So we've built a robust tourbillon in that is our own, and this is the point that I'm trying to make. Our movement doesn't have a bindi in his head, right? Our movement was made for our skull.
In the mouth
eye.
instead of the head.
In the mouth. The tourbillon is in his mouth. Alright, that's cool, right? Yeah? Now, second thing, Ruby, the movement Ruby in his left, right eye, sorry. The movement Ruby, in his left eye, we have gone and sourced real Ruby to match it. Not left a hole. He's blind. What are you doing, Bell and Ross? What are you doing? So we found a blood ruby, right? We source them from Burma, Thailand, and India. We can't pinpoint the exact location because they come in packets and they're all combined, right? But we hand pick for the best color and clarity for our movement, and we set them by hand into the movement in addition to the watch movement jewel, right? So anyway, the point is, every aspect of our design has been thought through, everything. It's not like, hey, we've got a charity auction, let's slap something together. Okay, we've got an existing movement, we've got this or that, let's you know, oh, here's a concept, let's make Sapphire inside with the skull. Okay, let's make it work. We've gone, we want this design, we need to make the skull watch. Because for us, the skull watch is going to be, and it is our flagship item, I think, moving forward. It is it represents who we are as a brand. And our slogan is, for this piece is death to tradition. So, and that's how we made it possible. And that's, you know, that's why it's basically, well, that's why I want to talk about this, because you're getting onto the pricing, aren't you? But that's the interesting part. So actually, just recapping on the skull.
I wanted you to end with the pricing at least.
To get to this point, right, this is a sample that I have in my hands now. It took over 9 months for us to go from, hey, let's do this, to done, right? Each single individual piece takes 2 months to process. We have every single step outlined. We have every single step explained, why we've done it that way, how it works, and we're gonna tell you, and we're gonna teach you how we did it, everything. We had to create special clamps to hold it, 20 clamps to hold it in place for a person to polish it. It is insane, the amount of detail that we've gone through. Just to get it to this, stage.
Crazy,
and the thing is, the reason why I'm showing on the camera now and the other day is because we can show it and we're not afraid for anyone to copy. We're talking a multi-million dollar company like Bell & Ross producing this, and you know, ours is certainly more complex, right? Certainly will take more time to make, certainly higher risk, yeah? Anyway, back on the price, their price, estimation. So let's be clear, this is not their price, this is an estimation.
Guess it here, guys, guess it. Guess the price.
Yeah, those of you watching, what do you guys think? It's, what they're saying is an estimation. I'm just reading the...
It's about,
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to say it now? Or?
Someone said $1 million. That's a bit steep. 35K, you crazy, Tony? And Tony, you're crazy, man. This is Bell & Ross, full Sapphire
120,
case, one of one. Look, we're talking, the estimated price is around $100,000. $100,000.
90 to 100,000.
90 to 110,000
Yeah.
Swiss francs, which is over 100,000, right? Let's just call it 100K, yeah? US.
Yeah.
And look, admittedly, you have a Sapphire case. Our first version of our 81301 with a skull will have a polished titanium case. The titanium case that we're bringing out is gonna look insane. It's gonna be grade 5 polish. It have that mirror finish, that hard, like that you don't see it, and you saw it in like the 2000s with Brightening and some other, you know, flashy brands, but we're bringing it back. We want to show that it's the features of the movement is a titanium movement with titanium plates, right? Which is very, very, basically, I'm trying to look at what Bell & Ross have done with the movement. No, I think it's a brass. I don't know. I'm just it's rhodium plated. I guess it's brass. Most companies use brass for their movement material. Because it's easy and it's reliable.
And it's not
good, but
I don't think it's a tourbillon either.
I'll just look at the movement actually.
It's not a tourbillon, it's something else.
CL 309 mechanical. I don't think it's tourbillon. No.
Yeah,
it's not even a tourbillon. 48 power reserve. Ours is a tourbillon, 105 hours reserve, right? 105 hours, and a tourbillon. And with the build that we have, I mean, our movement is certainly spec wise, is definitely on another level. All right. So and our product, what do we bring it to market at? Under 10.
Under 10.
Under 10.
Under
a tenth.
10.
A tenth of the price.
Exactly. Yeah.
So anyway, I think
that's the base. That's the base model.
There are other models, but we'll not tell you. Not telling. Not allowed to. All right.
But
that's
it's
the base
level.
model. But to be clear, you won't even have access to them. Part of the rules of our game, you can't go, to the third floor of an apartment without going through the front doors, right? So that's the rules of the game that we play. We're transparent, we're honest about it, unlike some other brands. There you go. I mean, this is a good example. Even a lot of people haven't even seen this watch. It exists, that's right. You just won't find it on our site. It's quite rare. Anyway, that's enough from me. I'm out. Your turn.
It's Hanu's personal collection.
All
he
day.
wants one for himself, so he makes it for himself and then doesn't offer it to anyone. I don't even have one. I got the blue.
Some very, very special customers have it. So
so you customers that do have it, clients that do have it, family members, congratulations, because I don't even have one.
Yep.
I tried to get another piece off him today. He's like, no, you gotta wait. I have to wait.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna put in an order for this. I'm like, nah. No.
So this is where we butt heads, guys. Don't think it's all roses behind the scenes. We butt heads every day.
All right, go on.
Speaking of drama,
next bit of news. Yeah, here we go.
Speaking of drama, guys, there's a lot of drama going on in the YouTube watch world right now. If you guys have been living under a rock, like me living under a rock, not knowing Only Watch, a lot's been happening. The name that everyone is mentioning is the Timepiece Gentlemen. If you haven't heard, I'm sure you've heard. It'd be funny. A lot of people even ask us, what's our opinion? To be honest, I've watched all the content. I watch a lot of content. We're friends with a lot of the watch guys on YouTube. We chat to them, or we've met them, or we've been interviewed by them, or reviewed by them. Timepiece Gentlemen is one guy I've never actually spoken to. Never spoken to before. He does have my number though. So if you're watching, mate, I got one thing to say to you. Touche, and give me a call if you ever want to chat, because I think this is actually hilarious. And what they're doing, people are so confused and misconstrued on what's actually going on. A lot of people think the negative, right? They run with the negative narrative. They think that it's all going downhill.
Okay, stop. One second. There are people watching, maybe a few people, that don't know what you're talking about right now. So
well, they can go look it up.
Tell me.
They can go look it up.
Just brief summary, Timepiece. I want to know, because I don't follow them.
Well, he came to fame. He's a watch dealer in Dallas. Yep. Him and his team, they launched on YouTube. They rose in popularity really, really fast. Do crazy episodes, weekly day in the life episodes, and they really set the path. They really set the path.
This is a thing, right? Because you gave me this information before, right? When we've got a couple groups that we talk to, right, in chat, and some of the guys are like, oh, have you seen what's happening with Timepiece Gentlemen? I think you were the first actually to mention it. Like, Ryan, you got your finger on the pulse. And that's the thing, I've got to kind of bring you to like maybe normal people knowledge of this stuff, because you're like you're in it. Yeah, you know everyone. You're friends with everyone.
There's so many other.
No. Just let me just get to one thing that I think that this is the point of this, right? The point of this is that they're pretty much like us in that sense. In that watch reseller field, they're the ones who are approaching it and going, do you know what? How everyone else is doing it doesn't make sense. And we're going to do it differently. And because they've done that, right, they are very clever at stunts and creating hype. So basically what Ryan is trying to say is that we believe that this whole commotion about, you know, federal issues and, you know, stealing things and all of these things that are around them. So basically the story is that, to my understanding, Ryan, this is what I mean. You're like in the next suburb. Come back and explain the story. Tell me, right? They have been allegedly accused of stealing millions and millions of dollars of stock, investment, money, and this whole thing is about this guy who apparently has some kind of criminal record in the past. And so basically everyone in the whole watch YouTube scene is gone along with it and said, yeah, these guys, I knew it all along. I called them out from the beginning. They're all idiots. They're all criminals. Look at them. They're bad for our industry. They're bad for what we're doing and what we're creating. And so everyone is building into the narrative that they hand-fed them. I saw it straight. I don't even know who these guys are, basically. Like, I've seen them pop up. Maybe we can put a clip up where all of the Timepiece Gentlemen were walking around the Bitcoin conference, and Kevin O'Leary was wearing our watch. And they're all going to them with RMs. And Kevin's like, oh, I've got this special one. So we want to show that clip now.
So into crypto. And he's always talking about it whenever he picks me up.
Smart man.
And he's so obsessed with how smart Kevin is and how much he's learned from him.
Wonder 5's coming out soon.
Yeah, something really crazy.
You mining
Shazam!
Come right next door.
The point is, because we know them, like I know them in a certain way. Ryan knows them much more than I do. As soon as I heard about it popping up in the feeds, I said, they've pulled it. This is a scam. They're launching something. It's not a scam. It's basically it's a stunt. It's a marketing stunt, and they've pulled it perfectly in the sense that people really believe that it's true. And I thought, this is ridiculous. Why would anyone believe this? But then, you know, people fell into it, and then everyone's in it. Part of me thinks that he's got everyone else in on it themselves anyway, because they want to create buzz in the whole watch race. How many times can you see a Daytona selling on YouTube? You know, you get bored of it. So anyway, the point is, they haven't come out with it yet. We're doing a live video today. They haven't announced it, but Ryan's called it out. Ryan says tomorrow. That's what you're saying. Tomorrow they're going to announce their new shop.
I reckon tomorrow would be a good time to launch it if they did. But really, at the end of the day, look, this is nothing good or bad against them. We're just seeing it how we see it, right? They're a disruptor at the end of the day. They disrupted the watch YouTube space. What did we do as a watch brand? We disrupted the watch industry with what we were doing. And look, people are gonna love you or hate you at the end of the day. Not everyone loves Aventi. Aventi's not for everyone, it's a statement piece. Same with what these guys are doing. They probably piss off dealers, piss off people. But at the end of the day, they're either gonna come out way on top, or they're gonna come out hindered. In either way, it doesn't really matter because people get over it. At the end of the day, they're still gonna have business. They're gonna get 1 million views. They're gonna be laughing. They might annoy people from time to time, but people quickly get over things, right? And if you're gonna sell your watch or buy your watch from them, that's your choice. America's a big place, a big market. And you know, they're thinking brick and mortar, whether they move to a new place, whether they're gearing this up for a TV show. One thing you have to do, guys, if you were gearing this up for a TV show, you gotta show that you can create drama. You gotta show that you can get views. And what have they generated? Views and drama. They're shaking it up. They didn't tell anyone. That's a very smart thing, is not to tell anyone. Super smart. Whatever they do,
they told everyone,
hats
paid
off
them
to
off,
them
got them
for
involved,
this drama,
and then
because
that's what we're seeing right now.
Sorry?
Or they paid everyone off, got everyone else involved, and pumped it up. You don't know. You don't know.
Yeah, it could be that too. Could be that,
Yeah.
But naturally, people will talk about it. And look, they're showing the power of social media and YouTube and what it does, and it's hilarious, the reactions and how people are taking this. Just been sitting back, watching in between meetings, and mate, yeah, it's shaking it up huge. But look, hats off to them if they've pulled off this stunt. Hope they come out on top, or whatever happens.
They will. They
piss
will.
people off.
Of course. They're gonna come
Who knows?
out, and people are gonna be eating their words, and they're gonna make. They're gonna make everyone. Yeah, someone said they paid us guys to pump it up. Yeah, nah.
I've never. Hey, if he's watching though, give me a call, mate. If you're watching, send me a message.
Mate,
give me a call. I'm sure. I'm sure we can talk all day about guerrilla marketing.
I see us
and
on the
PR.
same path. I see us on the same path.
But look, to be honest, if I was him, what I would have done, and what is probably would have done, he wrote that article himself that started out of Dallas. You give it to a friend, they give it to someone at the PR place, the PR article is generated, that sets the path, everyone else does videos. Like, guys, this is done every week. You think other people aren't doing this just in other ways?
Or we're completely wrong, and it's all.
Or we're completely wrong. or we're completely wrong, we'll just delete this right now.
Alright. On that note, I think we should end the live, or end the video, and we'll save another uncut for another time. So this is it. Tune in next time whenever we decide to make some random content. Yeah. Alright. Yeah.
And what we'll be doing, guys, come end of the year, we'll be disrupting the whole watch scene when we launch this skull. So be ready. Be ready, guys. Be ready. And if you're not a customer, then sorry, you're not going to get offered at the start. You're saying about preferred clients.
Show one of these bad boys. Yellow Sapphire.
There you go.
Preferred clients? I don't think that's a right word. I think you're using Rolex terminology, mate. We're family. Family here. I got a meeting. I got to go. Other projects to run. My brain's going to explode. Thanks, guys. All right. See you later. I'm out.
See you guys.